Oh, hi there. This is the Mora Bushcraft Black. I've had this knife for ages. This is like 3 years old or something. I used to have this when I used to kick around a rural property that I lived in, and this truly was my everyday knife. It was on my sheath, on my belt, in its sheath all the time, and it is a good one, folks. So, it's your Mora knife that you usually know, like your companion or something, but just beefed up a little bit more with a better handle. And in this case, I've modified the grind a bit, but it's just kind of a slightly more, capable Mora, I guess. Not that the other Moras aren't capable. So this one's 4-inch long blade, 3.2 millimeters thick, flat ground spine, rubberized handle, really, really comfy, 160 grams, great knife. So looking at it here, this is it like after it's been used a fair bit. So you can see on the blade, it's got like the charring from me furiously striking the back with a fire steel. Now this grind here, that's not how it comes. So the knife comes completely DLC coated. So that black there is DLC, like a diamond-like black coating. So it's quite a durable coating. However, I wanted to make mine full Scandi. So full Scandi means that the grind is just one solid line to the terminating cutting edge. It comes with a micro bevel, so I got rid of that. Anyway, I'll get into how I did that a bit later on, but this is just a general larger look at the knife. The tip is sort of like a slight clip point, but more or less your standard Mora pattern overall. The handle there is great. Probably the most comfortable Mora handle I can think of. Really, really good for ergonomics. It's not full tang. The tang goes 3/4 of the way through, but as I'm about to demonstrate, there is no reason you can't use this, even with the modified grind, for really hard work. So yeah, I know they've beefed up their line with the Garberg, the full tang thing. I've never had any need to really question whether this knife was going to stand up to really hard use. This is the fine bevel, so without the micro bevel, smashing into wood. So it doesn't have any problems doing hard stuff, and look, still super sharp after that. So this is the edge that I've put on it. No more black on it, mirror finished on the stones. And this is sort of how it comes. This is off of Mora's website. It's how it comes. So the black goes all the way to the edge. So how did I get mine the way it is? Well, I got my whetstone, 700, 1,000, 4,000, and I went to work grinding and grinding. This is a dramatization only. Sorry, people. And grinding until that micro bevel was gone, and now I have not only a strong, good, hard use knife, but a feather sticking, fine shaving beastie of a blade. And of course, because this is YouTube, those feathers can't just sit around being unlit. I'm going to use the spine of the knife, which is flat, to get a little fire going, Not the best at it, but hey, it'll do the job. And this is my skill, not the knife letting me down here. But lo, we have fire, and as soon as it is born, it gets extinguished by the waters of life. So Sheath Options, you get this normal plastic molded sheath with the 2 optional clips, which is good, but luckily enough, I've got a cool friend on the internet who makes leather, who made me an awesome Mora sheath, so that's how I roll with mine. Cool, awesome, handmade, leather Mora Bushcraft black sheath, has a space for one of those bigger fire steels, dangler option, very cool. So really, this knife is awesome. I don't have a single bad thing to say about it, I really don't. Even if you just left that micro bevel, it is still a completely fine knife. Nothing wrong with it at all. I haven't been able to get as fine a shavings with any other knife as with my Scandi edges, and this is as good as all my other Scandi edges. They can only get so good, really, can't they? Like, it's a full V, as long as there's no burrs or anything like that. You can do this sort of thing with any Scandi, but look at those curls. It's just amazing. Highly erotic stuff. Very, very cool. And this is after I've done all that other horrible shit with it. So you don't have to worry about, and this is why Mora, I don't know why they bother with those micro bevels. It doesn't need it. Like, this is strong enough, and look what it's doing. Look how good it's doing. Look at this. Oh, you know? So, really, if you do have a Mora, I'd really consider, in a Bushcraft Black, I'd totally consider getting rid of that little edge, that little bevel, and just making it full Scandi, because it can take it. That 1095 or carbon steel, whatever they use, it's tough stuff. So, size comparisons, we all love those. Let's roll in the Falkniven S1 forest knife first. This is like a big kind of camp knife. Handle's about the same size, but it's got a thicker and more stout blade with a convex grind. Much different, just a size comparison. This is the Mora Eldris, which would be a great little companion knife, maybe to that Falkniven S1. Next up, the LT Wright Genesis. Now this knife costs 4 times as much as the Bushcraft Black. It performs a little bit better. The A2 steel holds an edge longer, that sort of thing, but it's definitely not 4 times as capable. So it really just comes down to if you want the extra nice thing. And this is just a Benchmade 940, which it's just there because it's in my pocket. But yes, the Genesis, if you love an heirloom thing, grab that, but otherwise, the Bushcraft Black will do the trick. This is the survival model. Nothing else but the extra sheath. So if that's your cup of tea, then so be it. It's a sheath that contains like a steel, like a bloody fire, diamond stone sharpener, and also a ferro rod. So if that looks cool to you, then spend the extra 30 bucks, whatever's. Not my cup of tea at all. This knife falls into a really cool like trio you can have. So you have this knife, you have a good saw, and you have a good like hand axe or even a full-size axe. That's the Grand Outdoor axe, and the silky saw above it. Makes a cool trio. That is all your cutting needs done right there, people. No doubt about it. So really, after 3 years of use, I think this is the best Mora. For the price, for the comfort, the carbon steel, get this one. Don't get the Garberg, don't get the Cansball. Get this, the Bushcraft Black. That is my recommendation to you. Anyway, dudes, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all very much for watching. See you later.